A Russian fighter jet has intercepted a U.S. spy plane over the Pacific Ocean as the Russian military conducted a massive set of drills in the region. The Russian Defense Ministry reported Thursday that an air target approaching the state border of the Russian Federation was detected by Russian airspace control over the Pacific Ocean, prompting Russia's Pacific Fleet to scramble a Su-35 fighter jet. The Russian warplane identified the target as a U.S. Air Force RC-135 reconnaissance plane and was said to have escorted the foreign aircraft away. The RC-135 then conducted a U-turn away from Russian airspace, and violations of the state border of the Russian Federation were not allowed, according to the statement. The Su-35, for its part, flew in strict accordance with international rules for the use of airspace. U.S. Pacific Air Forces neither confirmed nor denied the incident. Such incidents are not uncommon between the two countries, both of which straddle the world's largest ocean and also operate in overlapping airspace in other strategic regions. The latest incident comes as the Russian Defense Ministry announced that an operational exercise of the heterogeneous forces of the Pacific Fleet is being conducted in the central stretch of the ocean, some 4,000 kilometers, or nearly 2,500 miles away, from the home bases of the vessels being deployed. The exercises are set to include up to 20 surface warships, submarines and support vessels, such the Slava-class cruiser Varyag missile cruiser, the large anti-submarine destroyer Admiral Panteleev, the Udaloy-class frigate Marshal Shaposhnikov, the corvettes Gromky, Sovershiny and hero of the Russian Federation Aldar Sidenjapov and missile range instrumentation ship Marshal Krylov. Also in the skies were about 20 aircraft, including long-range anti-submarine aircraft Tu-142MZ, high-altitude fighter interceptors MiG-31BM and other aircraft. Within the framework of the exercise, the tasks of managing a heterogeneous grouping of forces at a considerable distance from the base points for the protection and defense of sea communications, the statement said, as well as organizing the interaction of the operational grouping of ships and aircraft to search and track submarines and ship groupings of the mock enemy are practiced. In one aerial maneuver, a Russian Il-38N anti-submarine aircraft conducted operations involving search, classification and tracking of submarines of the mock enemy in Avacha Bay. The anti-submarine warriors conducted training on the integrated use of radar and dropped hydroacoustic detection equipment with the placement of buoys, the reception and analysis of information obtained with their help, the Russian Ministry of Defense said. In low cloud conditions, the crews practiced takeoff from the airfield, performed flights over the sea, instrument piloting, as well as go around and landing at a shortened runway distance. The focus on submarine hunting emerges about a week after the U.S. Navy announced it was deploying about a third of its Pacific submarine force to participate in Exercise Agile Dagger 21. Russia's Pacific drills also take place in the lead-up to the highly anticipated debut summit between U.S. President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin, set to take place next Wednesday in the Swiss capital of Geneva. Both men have sought to stabilize strained relations between their nations but remain critical of one another's policies. Biden say that U.S. not seeking conflict with Russia. The U.S. want a stable, predictable relationship. He then added a warning regarding what Washington has perceived as aggressive behavior by Moscow, including allegations of electoral interference and cyber attacks against the U.S. and its allies. But the United States will respond in a robust and meaningful way when the Russian government engages in harmful activities, Biden said. During a press conference in Washington the following day, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki took note of Biden and Putin's extensive experience in dealing with one another, as Biden previously served as vice president and Putin has been in power as either president or prime minister for the past 2 decades. Biden, Psaki said, has never held back in voicing his concerns or issues where Russia's behavior is not aligned with democratic values, and he will certainly be straightforward in doing that in this meeting as well. But this is not about friendship. It's not about trust, she said. It's about what's in the interest of the United States, that is moving toward a more stable and predictable relationship. Normalization of Russian-US can only be possible if the principles of equality, mutual respect and non-interference in each other's internal affairs are observed, Lavrov said. This is a prerequisite not only for maintaining a normal, predictable and steady dialogue which the Americans claim they want, but it is also important for removing the accumulated issues of confrontation between both countries. The Russia is ready for a candid conversation like this. The top Russian diplomat tempered expectations, however, saying Moscow did not entertain any illusions about potential breakthroughs from the first meeting between the two men since Biden took office in January.